Hello, 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 and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Beverly Lucas, and I am the host of For the Love of Cooking Fridays. What do I do on Friday? I try my best to try to show you how to make a meal at home that is always better than the restaurant. So whether it is a dish, a side dish, a main dish, a stew, a soup, a dessert, whatever it is, it's going to be good. Why? Because you made it. So stick with me for this video so that you can see I have all my ingredients in front of me for what we are going to be making today. And I have to tell you, this is not one of those easy 30-minute, 15-minute meals. It is not. It contains a lot of ingredients, but a lot of good ingredients that will give it bursts and bursts of flavor, but it is time consuming. But trust me, walk with me because it is worth it. Our ingredients. This is a bouillabaisse, and a bouillabaisse, it is from France, and it means a seafood stew. So we are making a seafood stew, and I have on my apron that my girlfriend brought me back from Paris. So let me tell you about all the ingredients. First, let me say that when you're making a bouillabaisse, you'll see many different recipes, many different types of seafood is used for bouillabaisse. For me, I always want to make things my own. So I always look at several recipes first, and then I put together what it is that I want. And sometimes it's based on just what my personal preference is, and sometimes it's based on what I have in the refrigerator and in the pantry. So this is going to be our bouillabaisse. So for our seafood, we're going to start with our lump of crab meat. This is handy crab meat that I get from Wegmans. It is always nice, white, clean lumps and lumps of crab. It's never gray or brown, which some of the other ones are. So that is our crab. Then I have about a 1/4 pound of some shrimp that I had in the freezer, and we're going to use that. Bouillabaisse always calls for some type of white fish. That's one thing that I saw that was consistent, and that was a theme in all of the recipes. So I have some cod that I have just chopped up in some little different sized chunks. I love cod. I love it fried, so it's going to be interesting to have it in this bouillabaisse. I also have, as you can see here, one of my favorites, little neck clams. Most of the recipes called for mussels, but I don't like mussels, so we're going to use clams. For our vegetables, we have a can of diced tomatoes. I have 1 whole pepper. Of course, we have to have our onions. I'm using red onions today, and they are all chopped. We have about 3 cloves of garlic chopped. Let me move over to the liquids. We have about 2 cups of shrimp stock. Now, I made this shrimp stock because from one of my last videos, I cooked, I think it was the Hawaiian shrimp, and I took the shells and I put them in the freezer so that when I needed some stock, I could simmer it, and that's what I did. I simmered it in a bouillon cube and some black pepper, and so we have 2 cups of stock. Also to that, I have a little clam juice. I have a 1/2 cup of some orange juice. Oh, and also, this is something I've never used before. This recipe called for some fennel, so I had to actually Google how to cut the fennel, like what part of this am I supposed to use. So we're going to do that. We have 1 bay leaf, huge bay leaf. We have some fresh thyme, and we also have some saffron. So that's about a 1/2 teaspoon of saffron. In my refrigerator, I had some asparagus. So we're going to blanch this, and we're going to add it in after the soup is done because we want it to still have a bite to it. We don't want soggy asparagus. Of course, I'm from Maryland. This is seafood. You have to have some Old Bay. So I have Old Bay. And when you have seafood, you have to have lemon. So we have plenty of lemon. So I think that's all my ingredients. I think I've covered it all. Let's get started. So the first thing that I've done is I've heated up 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And to that, I'm going to add our red onions. And we're going to add our fennel. And fennel has like a licorice flavor to it. So even as I was chopping it, I could smell it. And I'm going to let this cook down for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to add the garlic. So I also added the bell pepper, and this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to add the garlic. And we just want to cook the garlic until we can smell it. And then we will add our liquids. Okay, we're going to add in now the tomatoes. The orange juice. Just think of the combination of all these flavors. The shrimp stock. The clam juice. Sometimes I use clam juice for seafood stock when I'm making my shrimp and grits, along with exactly what I'm doing right now. We're going to put in the bay leaf and the sprigs of thyme, fresh thyme, and we're going to put in the saffron, which is going to just give it an unbelievable flavor. Make sure I have it here. This is exactly the same saffron that I bought when I went to Egypt. And that was 2 years ago. So I looked it up. I can still use it. I've been using it for the last 3 years. Has it been 3 years? Anyway, we are gonna let this simmer for about 25 minutes. Been simmering for about 30 minutes, and this is what it looks like. You know, seafood cooks, some of it cooks quickly and some of it doesn't. So we don't want our seafood to be overcooked. So the first thing that I'm going to put in is going to be the fish. And again, you can use any type of white fish. I could have used haddock. Catfish, which I don't like. And we're going to cook this for about 2 minutes. And then I'm going to put in the clams and the shrimp at the same time. Okay, I'm a little nervous doing this because I was contemplating whether or not I should cook the clams separately and then add them, because sometimes they take a little bit longer and I don't want my shrimp to be rubbery. I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to learn today. So I'm going to put the shrimp in. And I'm going to put the clams in. And the thing about the clams is I have this pot right here because I didn't know if this was going to be large enough or was I going to need a stock pot. But we're going to take these clams and we're going to put them in here. And the one thing that I was thinking that is that when the clams go in, the temperature goes down. So the shrimp won't be cooking as quick as I was thinking. So all the clams are good. They've been soaked, they've been washed, and they're all whole. You know, if any is open or if it has a crack, that you are to throw it away. And as I let this cook, they said about 5 to 7 minutes. I'm going to put the top on it, and then when I open it up, if there are any of the clams that did not open, then that's a dead clam, and we're going to discard it. Look at here, look at here. I cannot even, I guess I can pick it up. It looks good, and it smells delicious. And I'm just going to take this ladle. And I'm just going to pour all this goodness into this bowl. We have plenty of clams, shrimp, fish. Oh my gosh, this is going to be such a feast. Well, it is complete. Look at here. Look at here. Look at here. When I tell you seafood bouillabaisse, that's what it is. And it is delicious. It is delicious. Gonna add my lemon here. So thank you so much for tuning in for this week's episode of For the Love of Cooking Fridays. I hope that you enjoyed watching this. This will feed probably about 6 people. If you're looking to do something fancy and you really want to show off your skills when it comes to seafood, this definitely is the dish because it's very forgiving. You could use squid, you could use scallops. I mean, you could just put in it whatever it is that you want to make it yours. And if you follow my recipe, I'm sure it will be good. If you like this video, why don't you go on and give me a thumbs up, give me a heart. But most of all, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and you will be notified every time there is a new dish for you to try. Again, my name is Beverly Lucas and I am signing off. Bye-bye.